Welcome to Taz Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October. I don't even know the date anymore. The date is not January 4th. My thing changed on me. October the 8th, 2025. We're going to be talking about... What is this now? They're showing us things about the next DLC. It's showing me Ron Killings, the John Cena, the art troupe, and the John Cena thing in the next DLC that's happening next week on Twitter. So I guess they're going to show us the entrance of Ron Killings, Ron Cena. Next, I have no idea. I want to see the Brock Lesnar one. I want to see Brock Lesnar. But we do have NXT Showdown, ladies and gentlemen. NXT versus TNA. Don't know why my thing messed up here. NXT versus TNA. Every match was about NXT versus TNA. But like I said, I think I told you guys this before. I don't think this problem between NXT and TNA, because NXT did lose a title from TNA. Yeah, from TNA. They did lose that title from TNA in this show. And we still have Bound for Glory. We heard that Matt Cardona will have a match in NXT against Josh Briggs. I think he wanted to come back to WWE as Matt Cardona, and he's finally doing it. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the guy that he's back in the WWE, and he's back with his real name. I think that's his real name, Matt Cardona. But no more Zack Ryder. So that's pretty cool. And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the show, we heard that there's going to be a no-one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. So Ava thought this thing is over between NXT and TNA. So she asked Santino that the Knockouts are invited to be in this Battle Royal as well. And Santino says invited, accepted. So we're going to see some TNA Knockouts in this Battle Royal to become the number one contender to the NXT's Women's Championship at Halloween Havoc. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's not the only promotion having a wrestler wrestle. Because Lexis King had a problem, thought Dr. Wanger was Damian Heights. Because remember, when Damian Heights was dressed up as Dr. Wanger to pin Ethan Page a couple weeks ago, he thinks that's Damian Heights again. And he keep on calling him Damian Heights. So it's going to be Lexis King versus Dr. Wanger, the Latin American champion. So that's going to be interesting. So the first match of NXT versus TNA, it will be the Hardys versus Dark State for both NXT and TNA tag team titles. The question was, if the Hardys wins this match, do they defend both titles at Bound for Glory against Team 3D in a tables match? Team 3D never won the NXT Tag Team titles. We saw Team 3D was watching, they were in the stands watching this match with the boss of TNA as well, Carlos Silva. And it was an okay match. There was a little botch of a leg drop. I don't know, it was Darkseid's fault or it was Jeff Hardy's fault, but it was somebody's fault because Orestes, one of the Dark State guy, the guy with the long braided hair. There's Dion Lennox, and Sugars is not that. The other guy is not that. I think that's what his name was, right? Orestes? He tried to do a leg drop, but Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy was sitting up, and he still tried to do a leg drop. And of course, the Hardys had to sell it, but he didn't get hit. So yeah, and of course, Mick Joseph says it's about the nerve. They're nervous facing the greatest tag team. I don't know about that. I think they just messed up. But ladies and gentlemen, it was an okay match. But the winner of that match and your new NXT Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. Or the Hardys, whatever you want to call them. So now they're holding both titles, and this is the only tag team titles in the WWE. They never won. They won the World Tag Team titles. I don't think they won the old-fashioned WWE Tag Team titles like in 2003. The square-looking one. The ones that looks like SmackDowns. They didn't win those ones, I don't think so. But they won the Raw and SmackDown. They won TNA. They won Ring of Honor. They won a whole bunch of tag team titles, except for one. And that's the NXT tag team titles. And they finally did it. And ladies and gentlemen, I looked up on the Wikipedia, and it says that the Hardys will be defending both titles against Team 3D in the tables match. But the problem is, NXT can't get their tag team titles back after Bound for Glory. Or before, but I think Bound for Glory is this weekend. So they can't get their titles back until the tables match, and they don't know who they're facing. The Dudleys or the Hardys. Because no NXT tag team is getting a shot of the tag team titles at Bound for Glory. Because they already made this match up for the Dudleys versus the Hardys on their last, I think it was Slammiversary, something like that. I think it was at Slammiversary that this match was made. So yeah, NXT doesn't get their titles back until after Bound for Glory. If they have a good tag team that actually could take them from the Hardys. Well, at least TNA finally took some NXT titles. Not like TNA losing their titles. They finally got some titles from NXT. There you go. Darkseid didn't hold the tag team titles long, and they lost. Well, it's going to be interesting to see both tag team titles getting defended on one of the biggest shows of TNA. That's going to be interesting to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, first, the second match, Jordan Grace was a special guest referee for this match, is the NXT Women's Survivor Series match. Women's NXT versus TNA Knockouts. And ladies and gentlemen, the return of Mackenzie Mitchell, the ring announcer for TNA. She ring announced the Women's Survivor Series tag team match. So, and she kind of messed up because somebody got eliminated and she thought it was over. And it wasn't over. It was just that person getting eliminated. And she thought it was over. Maybe that's why you're back. Maybe that's why you're in TNA. You messed up there, woman. You messed up. No, it's fine. It's a big field. It's a big show that company versus company. And this is Mackenzie Mitchell's first time coming back to the WWE ring. Of course, everybody will get nervous. Like, look at Mustafa Ali. I think he said on the interview he was nervous that he came back to WWE because he got fired from there, and he's coming back to wrestle for them, but for TNA. All these women is former WWE superstars, so yeah, it's kind of scary that they're gonna come back to a place that fired them. They might be upset about them now because they had to get fired. They get upset with WWE. I don't know what it is, but it is nervous that you had to work for a company that you already worked for, and then you got fired from that company. So, ladies and gentlemen, Team NXT, we got JC Jane, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Bice will be versing Casey, Jesse, Mara Saeed, and Kalani Jordan. It was a pretty decent match, and the winner of that match was Team NXT. Lola Bice and JC Jane wasn't working well with each other because, remember, at No Mercy, she did get cheated out of the NXT Women's Championship because of Laney Reed. But JC Jane and Sol Ruka was the sole survivors of this match. So NXT got 1 point, TNA got 1 point. Let's see what happens in the next 2 matches. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Blake wants some gold. And again, Zarya and Saruka is still having little problems. Because I guess they talked privately. Zarya was upset with something, and it was a belt that Saruka did not try to get Zarya on Team NXT. But she said she made it up to her that we will win the tag team titles on SmackDown. She thought she made it up for her. And Blake tried again to ruin the friendship between Zarya. Zarya's not going to let that happen. Well, next match I thought was an awesome match. Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali for the North American Championship. These guys went all out. There was crazy bumps. My God. This is why Mustafa Ali deserves this championship. Ethan Page did a hell of a job as well. They even freaking suicide dive so fast that they tumble over the announce table. And then they did the same spot with Javon Evans getting shoved off the top rope to the outside of the ring. But he did not go through the announce table. This guy crashes. Mustafa Ali crashes into the barricade. But Ali got his foot wrapped up in Booker T's headset wire. The winner of that match was Ethan Page. He retains the title, but problem there, you're still the champion. The Atlantic American champion from AAA, Dr. Wanger wants your title. I thought Ethan Page would lose this match and then he will win the Atlantic American title. I thought they were done having double champions, but I guess WWE might not be done with that if Dr. Wanger loses his title. Our main event will be the men's Survivor Series styled match. Joe Hendry was special guest referee. Team NXT, Team TNA had Mike Satana, Moose, Frankie Kazarian, and Leon Slater. Versus Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Miles Bourne, and Javon Evans. Team TNA had the hottest streak, hottest advantage, getting rid of Miles Bourne, getting rid of Javon Evans. Ricky Saints and Trick Williams had to face like 3 guys because they got rid of Frankie Kazarian. And then Leon Slater got taken out. But Trick Williams was upset with one thing. Because Trick Williams was about to tag, but Frankie Kazarian knocked him off the apron before he got eliminated. He got knocked off of the apron, and then Trick tried to go for a tag, but nobody was there. But he tagged. Frankie Kazarian was all by himself. He wanted to tag, but Trick Williams jumped off the apron and walks away from his teammates, and he walks away from NXT. Ricky Saints was doing so well. He got rid of Leon Slater, but he couldn't get rid of Mike Satana and Mike Satana and Moose. The winner of that match was Team TNA, and they finally got their momentum. Mike Satana got momentum before Bound for Glory. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great show. I enjoyed it. The person that made the debuts on AEW, it wasn't Dakota Kai. It was Kaden Carter, Lacey Lane. She made her debuts to face Mercedes Moné for the championship. For the TBS title, that's the open challenge. Okada and Takeshita beat the tag team champions, so that means they get a shot at the tag team titles. The Street Fights, the Hurt Syndicate won the match. MVP didn't really do really great. He tried to do a kick and he fell. Like he tripped on himself. So, yeah, I don't know what his MVP was doing. Thank God he wasn't wrestling, I guess. He was fighting, but he kind of messed up. But he's getting older, guys. I think Kyle Fletcher defeated Kyle O'Reilly for the championship. Darby Allin was going crazy. He had a bottle and he was trying to burn it, but he got tackled down by security. So yeah, all of that stuff happened on AEW Tuesday. Do I miss watching AEW? I was upset of their concept of Title Tuesday. They only had 2 championships on the line when it's supposed to be Championship Tuesday. I know they call it Title Tuesday, but they only had 2 titles when it's all about the titles. And it's not, it was all mid-card titles. Yeah, the Tag Team Champions was there, but the World Champion was having a conversation with Samoa Joe. The Women's World Champion, I didn't read anything about the Women's World Champion, but yeah, what is it? You say it's Title Tuesday, but nothing about the title. Yeah, you get an eliminator match. All the titles should be on the line. It's like WWE with their Night of Champions. Every title was on the line. Every title should be on the line. If you're going to say, call your show Title Tuesday, it should be all about the titles. This is why now you can think, I have so many titles that can't be defended on a 2-hour show that dedicated about my championships. You have too many titles. And you can't even make all your championships be defended because it's a 2-hour show and you have too many titles. I don't know what to say, but hey, John, I'm happy to see this Showdown, and I want to see more of what's going on because I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over because you see in the face of Santino when he accepted that challenge or the invitation. You saw his face, and I don't think it's done. Because, remember, Santino's World Championships are still in the hands of NXT. And now, Ava should be more angry as well, because NXT's tag team titles are now in the hands of TNA. And you saw what Trick Williams did. I think they were just trying to be sportsmanship, but inside of them, they're angry because Ava lost the tag titles and Santino still has no world titles on his show. So, yeah, everybody's a little upset about it on the TNA side and the NXT side. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow. No, I won't see you guys tomorrow because AEW happened on Tuesday. So there's no wrestling on Wednesday. There's no AEW this Wednesday. Are you kidding me? I totally forgot about that. So we got no wrestling on tonight, but we do have it on Thursday. So I will see you guys on Friday when we do the TNA results. I'm hoping it's on Sports Network this time because last week it wasn't on Sports Network. It was only on the apps that I don't have. I don't have the Sports Network app. I don't have the TNA Plus app because that costs money. I really don't want to buy more subscriptions. I already had to pay for Netflix to watch WWE stuff. So yeah. So I'm not buying more things. So ladies, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. See you guys on Friday. Time is out. Bye.